Good morning, guys. So I'm energetically wiped out. I just got off my shift at Michael's and was called to do a video. In this video, I will let my vulnerability show a lot. So let's start by my most recent reactions and kind of work backwards. So about a few moments ago, I said to myself, why am I here? Why do I gotta be on this earth anymore? This is getting really, really tense, really intense. This work's not for the faint-hearted. It's spiritual work. My mind's been running wild the last few days. And my emotions. And I've been going through a lot of shifts and a lot of, yeah. So, this morning okay, so let's start with this. Yesterday, I went to Solterra. I was led there divinely. Walked in at the exact moment I needed to be there. And they were doing the Akashic Records. What I got out of that is they were working with the energies of the Christ and Mary Magdalene. Later, we sat down and the four of us, four that were there, decided, well, we didn't really decide, we just started obtaining some messages and we started recording them and doing podcasts of them and everything, and we had some activations happen. And with these activations, they require shifts. I mean, everything's energy. So, in order for the energy to revamp, it has to move, has to shift. So, we play these roles out, and we have to not attach to these energies, because they're just energy. And we decide to put labels on them, and it makes it more difficult for us to keep going, because our mind gets involved and it wants to label everything and put it in different compartments when it's pretty darn simple. It's energy. And with these activations, it all had to do with the emergence of self within the divine masculine and divine feminine, and seeing that in our reflections out in the universe. Now, it was really interesting because on so many different levels this was played out for me in the last, well, really since I started this work. But I mean, it really showed its face the last few days, because the ego gets involved. The ego gets involved and it wants to fight against what the shifts are trying to move, you know? And so within this, we're showing resistance to these energies, and it's kind of like in Harry Potter in the first movie when they go into what is it called? Thorns of Death or something. You guys know what I'm talking about. They fall into the little plant thingy. Well, the only thing that could, it's a pretty miraculous little concept right here, is when they fell into that, the only thing that could kill it or let them release was the light. And a lot of times we focus on the problem and we can't see past it because we're creating that problem. It's an illusion. And when we realize things are much bigger than that, and if we can see past certain things, because what this world's teaching us is through all these different things that we're attaching to our thoughts and then putting emotions into those thoughts and everything, it's distractions. And when we realize that the true point of it is love and light, and we keep saying that, but I don't think a lot of times a lot of us understand what that really means until we sit down and dissect it, you know, and then we remember what it means, and then we forget again because we get into another situation where we choose to attach to something, and then we completely forget everything that we just did. Everything we just experienced. Which is really, really kind of comical, because it's like, okay, you didn't learn the lesson. So with this, it's like this morning I did a bunch of energy work on behalf of the collective in regards to reuniting and healing the divine masculine and divine feminine, because there should be no divide. They're the same. They're two different aspects, but they're the same. And when we realize what that means, and we can tap into the strengths by focusing on love, they'll be presented. Now that just sounded like a riddle, but that was just channeled to me. And it probably is a riddle. This morning, if you're feeling a lot, trying to understand a lot, trying to figure out what you believe and why you love what you love, and just, I encourage you to either do what I'm doing now, find some type of outlet to vent. Find a friend, a camera, because you're talking to yourself, a mirror. Do some art. Play some music. Be creative with it, because you may just unlock what the key is. Because we focus on one thing, then we completely go away from that focus, and we focus on the light and the love, and it is attracted to us. So if you're looking for opportunities and possibilities today, maybe stop looking. Focus on the love, focus on the light, gain strength within your love. Gain strength within your light. And your opportunities will present itself to you. Your possibilities will open up. That door will open. That window, the entire house will be illuminated. Because you have decided to be able to receive it by not focusing on what you wanted, because Spirit knows better. Our higher consciousness knows better. It's all us. But it's the ego that withholds us from a lot of our true self-worth. So I hope this little talk helps on today's journey. Start believing in yourself, friend. Love and light.